You were in a relationship with Shanice. She was away. You got lonely. You wanted to be in a relationship with someone young and who don't know no better, not to mess up somebody else's relationship. Olivia, you know what I'm saying? And when Shanice came back home, you weren't ready to let Olivia go, so she agreed to keep Olivia there. That's what it's giving me, because you ain't gonna tell me, Shanice, the way you carry yourself as a young, intelligent woman, and I'm gonna say young, I'm not gonna call you old because you're beautiful. You're not gonna convince me that someone who carries yourself like you was convinced by a man to add another woman who not benefiting you. She not benefiting you at all, baby. If he had brought in a woman that can at least kiss you, you know what I'm saying? You getting some play when he not there. But you not. You can't tell me when Sean not in the room, y'all don't look at each other just like, okay, so what are we supposed to do now? Because what I did notice is when we kept saying stuff about y'all two relationship, y'all start cleaning it up. We joined the live the next day and Olivia wrapped around your back. She ain't never been that close to you. And the way you used to give her that side eye, that bust-stick side eye, Shanice, you don't give it to her no more. We also got the clip where her asking for gum and you said no. And Sean got up and grabbed that gum and was like, Shanice just be saying no.
An AI robot unalived itself after just 15 minutes of wage slavery. So what the robot's algorithm did is after it did the same task over and over again, and it realized it was only going to do that task forever for as long as it's activated, it deactivated itself.
Imagine if I listen what I hate, I gotta say. I never give a broke bitch any time of day. You're ugly when you jealous, bitch. Look at that face. I'm hot right now when you're not, okay? You big mad, oh you big mad. Got a big bag, popping big tags. All white Rover, yeah, whip that.
What's going on, everyone? This is Star. Welcome to the channel. Happy Friday. Today we got a good show. We're going to talk about first dates. Topic of the evening: are black men shortchanging black women at the table? And the answer is yes. Men do everything in their power to convince women, especially black women, that they ain't shit, they don't deserve shit, all they deserve is coffee. And women be eating that shit up like, you right, that's all I deserve. Fuck out of here. Have you guys seen that TikTokers are saying black women are the enemy? Which is interesting because we just had an 84-year-old white man shoot a black teen in the head. First, he shot him through the door, and then he stepped outside his doorstep and shot him in the head. Crazy, right? Now, does that sound like an ally or does it sound like an enemy to you? Have the black men come together as a unit and called this white man the enemy? No, and they never will. Let me get back on track. My apologies. Let's go back to dating. Men love to play games with women. They love to be chased like women. Women don't ever chase a man. If a man wants you to chase him, just leave him alone. Some of these black men want you to treat them like a woman. They want to be courted. Men know exactly what they're doing. So black woman, you need to know exactly what you're doing and make sure you don't get shortchanged out here. It's a lot of women playing a fool out here and getting stuck with babies. These men out here be capping. Because I've been on other platforms where men have sent me messages, the same men that claim they can't stand black women. And I reply back to these men and I say, hey, I seen your show. And you've talked about how you don't care for black women, so why are you contacting me? And they say, oh, this is just entertainment. No, keep that same energy. Men are saying one thing when they get on the mic, and when they get off the mic, they doing the total opposite of what they said. Some of these men are spending a whole lot of money on surf and turf and designer bags, but they can't tell their fan base that. These men out here who claim they're not spending any money on women, they be the main ones spending money on vacations, on handbags, on manicures, pedicures, you name it. I mean, just own up to being a trick, because at some point you're going to get caught out here by your fan base. They going to catch you at this 5-star restaurant, or they going to catch you at that designer store. Let's move it along and get to the meat and potatoes of dating. Women are for sale, whether you believe it or not. That's why when you're dating, you're on the market, and when a man puts a ring on it, you're off the market. When a man asks a woman to a coffee date instead of a dinner, that is a slap in the face. He's treating you like a sample rack at Target or CVS. You know how you get those little samples and you try it out and you throw it away? That's how he's treating you. He doesn't want to invest in a full dinner because he's not that attracted to you. See, when a man is attracted to a woman and he really wants you, he's going to spend money. Guaranteed. Even if he's not a rich man, he's going to come up with that money to impress his dream girl. When human beings want something bad enough, they will do anything. And that goes for men and women. A man will empty out his pockets to prove that he can take care of you. Last summer, I went to a bank, and this bank was known for having a lot of business owners and a lot of multimillionaires. So when this bank sent me a letter offering me an invitation, I gladly accepted and I went up to the bank. I get to the bank, I fill out all the paperwork, I open up the new account, I deposit a nice amount of cash into the new checking account, and I'm heading out the door, and a man steps in front of me. This man starts screaming, "You should know who I am. I've been on television for years. I've been playing for the 49ers for years. I'm famous." And I'm just looking at him like, okay. One thing about me, I don't like loud money. I like quiet money. When a man can walk into a room and everybody knows what it is. If you have to ask somebody if they recognize your face and you have to remind them that you're famous, you're not really famous. And since I wasn't responding the way he wanted me to, he started pulling all the money out of his pocket. All his money is wrapped up in a big ass rubber band. I was embarrassed for him. It's nothing to get money out of a man. Finding a quality man is the challenge. That's the major challenge. It's easy to find a man to spend money on you, to send you on vacation. I've been to resorts. I've been to these expensive spas where they charge ridiculous prices to hydrate your face or whatever else that you need done. Have you guys ever heard of a diamond facial? If you never heard of a diamond facial, go look it up. Go look up the price. Why? Because it's worth it. Some women spend thousands of dollars a year at the spa because they got to keep up that image. You got an image to uphold when you're dating these rich men. You have to be very careful these days in who you date. You don't want to date a man that's competing with you. If you see a man competing with you, leave him alone. Every week there are stories of black women being unalived by their husbands, their boyfriends, their stalkers. You have to be very careful out here. Make sure you're armed. Make sure you practice at the gun range. Make sure you're licensed to carry. It's that serious out here. Now let's move this along to Jamie Foxx in the update. Jamie Foxx is still in the hospital, and I'm not surprised if he had a stroke, and that still hasn't been confirmed. And now there's wild accusations that he was poisoned on a movie set? Why would somebody want to poison Jamie Foxx? What, they want his spot? Listen, it's some crazy people out here. I remember reading an article about a cheerleader, a high school cheerleader, that wanted to be the head cheerleader so bad that her mother plotted to unalive the head cheerleader. Crazy. Some people will do anything to be number one. The crazy thing is, even if you're successful getting rid of somebody and becoming number one, you're the new target. That's the funny part. And now you have to watch your back because somebody's plotting on you. You get what you get. We're still praying for Jamie. And now we have to move along to Freaknik. The women in Atlanta are shaking. Go ahead and roll it.
Y'all, I don't know. We might be in trouble. Did y'all see Hulu is about to release a documentary about 94 Freaknik? Yes, 1994 Freaknik. Yes, they are about to release a documentary. So, I've been to several Freakniks. 94 was one that I attended. So I'm just praying that Jesus be a fence. I'm praying that Jesus just be a big, tall privacy fence.
Wait a minute. Was that Kanye West that was filming that girl shaking her ass? That looked just like Kanye. Run that back. Yep, that was Kanye. Did he go to college in Atlanta? Because he's from Chicago, right? So are they going to do a special Freaknik celebrity edition? That would be cool. I want to see that because I'm pretty sure Kanye West wasn't the only celebrity that was there back then. Anyways, the professional women that were there at Freaknik back then have contacted their lawyers and they're doing everything to keep this Hulu special from coming out. And some of these women are very successful right now. And I guarantee you they have lectured their daughters about staying in school and not putting boys first. So they really don't want their daughters to see them in action. Now, when this special comes out, because I believe it's going to come out, these college girls are going to give their mothers hell. Now, let's go back to Kanye West, because right now, Kanye is concerned for his children, because he knows they're going to be curious like him, and they're going to be at all the parties. Kim K is in her 40s right now. Was she at Freaknik as well? Who else was at Freaknik? Kim and Kanye need to start talking to their kids now. Kanye being at Freaknik, that's not the big deal. The big deal is that one day their children are going to see Kim K's sex tape. That's the big deal. I hope Kim K doesn't try to pressure her daughters into creating a sex tape and then doing Playboy. You know, that would be horrible. You know, they say Kim Kardashian's mother was behind the sex tape. She even critiqued it. And she allegedly convinced Kim to do Playboy. So yeah, hopefully Kim won't follow in her mother's footsteps. But most likely she will. Let's get back to Freaknik. The men and women that were there at Freaknik, they should just sit down and have a conversation with their kids. I mean, just do it. You guys were young, you did some dumb shit. Just own it and move on. I mean, the more you hide it, the more they're going to try to drag this out. Some of these professionals, they scared of losing their careers over this. So this is going to get very interesting. Can you imagine being in college right now and you find out your mother or father is on this Hulu special and the world gets to see it? That has to be insane. The mothers are not going to be able to tell their daughters anything, especially after the special. They're going to be like, go sit your ass down. You was twerking on top of a vehicle with a man on top of you. I think parents need to be honest with their children. I think they need to open up the lines of communication when it comes to sex and the mistakes they've made in their past. Let your kids learn from you and love on your children. Good night. I'm Star. Thank you for coming to the channel. Good night.